She's been our president. Marcelle. Oh, John, excuse me. I neglected to say that the time of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes.
Great.
She will be speaking from the Competent Leadership Manual. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but the title is Time Management in 2015. Yeah. Marcelle.
Thank you. Stay awake. It's not the time management from your grandparents' generation. This is time management in 2015, so it's going to get good, I promise. Welcome, honored guests and Toastmasters. Great to be here. And I'm going to start with a powerful quote by a cool guy. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimension." I'm going to take a boring concept like time management, which isn't very fun, it's kind of awkward, it's stale, turn it into something that will change your life if you let it. I'm going to talk to you today about how you can turn that into a concept that can really increase your profitability, your leverage, your time freedom, so you can hang out with your kids or your friends or whatever you want to do. So with that, I'm going to introduce to you the idea of results per hour. Most of us have had jobs where we get paid, $10 an hour, $50 an hour, $100 an hour. We're used to dollars per hour, trading dollars per hour. Who's had a job where you've gotten paid per hour? Everybody. Okay. Now, have you ever had a job or a position where you were evaluated based on results per hour? A few of us, some of the entrepreneurs, some of the curious what your story is about that. But I'm going to share with you a couple ways how you can take this idea of results per hour, whether it's how you cook your food, or how you run a business, or just how you live your life. Are you guys kind of excited? I'm excited. So let's start with food. So many of you know I'm on a 90-day challenge. I'm also single, and so the idea of cooking for one sucks. So how do you cook for one and still eat healthy? Because I love Arby's so much, but that's not part of the plan. So I'm having to rework this. And thanks to Pinterest, I learned about this concept called meal prepping. Anybody heard it? Anybody tried? So many of you baked, 24 cookies in an hour. Imagine making 24 meals in an hour or two. This is the concept that I am now kind of waddling into, if you will, because the idea of meal prepping is you can prep. You can literally spend 75 minutes chopping and create 16 freezer crock-pot meals. Cool. That's one way to leverage your time. So again, it's a creative way to look at results per hour. If you take 2 hours on Sunday afternoon, prepare 12 meals, well shoot, cooking just got a little bit easier. And so did eating healthy. So that was an idea for you if your New Year's resolution was around being healthy or weight loss or something, or gaining muscle in my case. How do you set yourself up for success? Have the intentionality of saving your time, because then, when it's dinner time, you just pop it in the oven or in the crock pot and then you're off. So I'm still learning about that. So if anybody has crock pot recipe ideas or meal prepping ideas, feel free to send them my way. So another thing in terms of results per hour, I teach this a lot in my business with Remosity. I talk about leveraging digital you. Right now you're seeing real Marcelle. The people watching this online are watching digital Marcelle. By the time many of them are watching online, I will have gone home. I will have made 6 or 7 phone calls. I will have enjoyed another meal, right? So the idea of leveraging your time through video, digital you, right? I actually just ran the numbers, and my YouTube channel, I'm pretty excited about this. I'm almost at 30,000 views, which is equivalent to about 37,000 minutes watched, which equates to 26 days of material consumed by numerous people. That's pretty cool. When I was in college, I did this report on communication, and it pissed me off because it was, the average person watches 3 years of commercial in their lifetime, and the average person spends 3 or 7 years of their life watching TV. Sitcoms and TV and movies and just random stuff that may or may not really give you that time freedom that you're craving. So I was kind of proud because I was like, 26 days for my YouTube channel. It's not quite 3 years worth of content, nor will it ever be, do I think. But it's the idea that you can leverage your time through video, through online leverage, essentially. So who is curious to creating digital them? Anybody? I know there's a few of you guys that are. Half the room, that's not bad. So So cool. So this is the idea that once you learn a new thing, you're not going to go back to the old ways. It would be really easy for me to get up here and just say, well, cancel your cable subscription. But that's a really hard sell, so I'm not going to tell you to do that. But I do want you to think about, how does your time, what type of results can you get in 1 hour? Right? Are you just going to get your 9 to 5 paycheck? Are you going to create a video a week, which then now becomes 26 days of content? So think about that. What do I want to achieve in an hour? What could I achieve in an hour? That's pretty crazy if you think about it. Another thing, as an example, is email marketing. Now, I'm not an email marketer, but many of my clients are, and I'm still kind of getting convinced that email marketing is a good option, but I'm not so sure. So if I email all of you, all 30 of you in the room, that's a result of 30 people seeing my email. Now, if I email 30,000 people, that's a whole new level of result, right? Especially if you have a 10% offer for something or you have a product you're selling. If you email 30,000 people, your conversions are going to be much higher than if I simply email 30 people. So that's another example of having results per hour, which can increase your time freedom to do other things, like play golf or go hiking or whatever you want. What would you guys do if you had an extra 20 hours in your week? You know? Lots of good ideas. So before you have somebody reading your evocation, is that the right word? Stop and think about it. Think about, how do you want to invest your time, spend your time, enjoy your time, because you don't have to do just the dollars per hour with your time. So with that, I'm going to wrap up with that same quote because I love it. And just like if I showed you a shortcut to get home, would you go the long way? No, right? You're going to start going the short way where you can. So again, the mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Thank you, Marcelle. And I neglected one thing here.